and welcome. Before we get started today, I do want to just give my subscribers a huge thank you. I don't feel like I thank you guys enough, but I cannot tell you how much you guys have helped transform my life with all of your positivity and support. I was not in the best place a few months ago, and you guys and all of your support, everything has just changed everything for me. So thank you so much for everyone who's been liking all of your beautiful comments, all the kindness you guys are sending my way. You guys are, I don't know, it's just, I can't describe. I just don't feel like I thank you enough, so I wanted to say it. I know even though some of you don't tend to comment, I feel like you're maybe too shy, but you're always there liking my videos when I post them, and it's just like, it's helped me with my anxiety, self-consciousness about posting, so thank you guys so much. I just wanted to say that first, just because I'm feeling it, and I just want to make sure you guys know. But anyway, the topic for today's reading is what is going on in your connection. So we're doing a big in-depth analysis, looking at both sides, how each other are feeling about the connection, what's going on, how you guys see each other. So yeah, there's a lot to look into today. I also want to say that this does not have to be a romantic connection. I know most people are going to be asking about romantic connections, so that might be the main thing we're discussing, but you can use this for friendship, family, business partnership, whoever, different groups for different people if you want. But yeah, anyway, the reading is going to be, we're looking at both sides, so you could be either side. Yeah, you could be either side, just whichever side you're resonating more with. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to stop rambling. Today we have 3 groups to choose from. This is 1, 2, and 3. Lots of little teeny tiny crystals to choose from today. So for group 1, we have a little tiny sodalite. For group 2, we have a little tiny amethyst. For group 3, a little tiny carnelian. So as always, take as much time as you need to decide. When you're ready, please go ahead and click the corresponding timestamp in the description box below this video, and I'll see you in just a second in your reading. Hi group 1, and welcome. You guys chose the little blue sodalite today. So today, if you skipped the intro, we are doing an in-depth analysis of what's going on in your connection. We are doing a 2-side spread, so you can be either side, whichever one you're resonating with the most, and this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It can be friendship, family member, anything really. So let's jump in. So we'll get to the cards in a minute. First, we're going to look at this room to see the overall energy for the connection. Then we just have a few details here just to make sure that this is the right connection you chose, the right group, if you resonate with any of it. It is a general reading though, so take what resonates, obviously. Okay, so the energy for your guys' connection, the rune we have here is Berkano. So this is interesting. This is peaceful. This is, it's a beautiful healing energy. Okay, so this represents like a sanctuary, a very safe place to heal, regenerate, grow. So I feel like the overall energy of your connection, even if it's not how you're feeling right now, is it's peaceful, it's healing, it's transformative. But then some of you might, for your connection, you might also be in kind of a peaceful place. I'm kind of getting an image of the Temperance card. So I feel like it's, even if you guys had tension before, I feel like right now it's a little more peaceful than it has been, something like that. But we will look at the tarot in just a minute here. So we'll see if there's any signs or other details we have for you first. Okay, so we have, again, take the signs with a grain of salt, but this might be your reading if we have a Capricorn involved. We have Leo, sun, moon, rising for either person or just like a heavy stellium in their chart. So we have Aries, that's 2 fire signs already, and Aquarius. That's interesting because Leo and Aquarius, they are opposite of each other on the astrology chart, like the descendant for each other's sign. So maybe you and your person are opposite signs from each other, if it's not those 2 signs in particular. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this little emoji here, but I'm gonna say this is the emotion some of you are currently feeling. It's just kind of like a what the fuck, I love you, but what the fuck kind of is how I would describe that emotion. We have the little bow tie here, so I don't know what that might represent for some of you. But it's also red, so the color red is also giving me this kind of healing, stable, protective energy, a lot like this rune here. And we're going to need a lot more space here, so I'm going to move these up. And then, what else do we have here? We have the planet Jupiter. Okay, so this is expansive energy, so I feel like this person, this connection is something where you both are growing a lot. Maybe learning a lot of connections, if you're feeling like this is a karmic kind of connection, but you guys are growing together a lot, okay? You guys aren't the same because of this connection. Okay, we also have Chiron, so that's interesting because Chiron is also a healer, a wounded healer from a lot of the pain, but yeah, Chiron's also about healing a lot like this rune. So expanding and healing together, I feel, is a lot of the energy in this connection. So we have marketing. You or your person might work in marketing or sales. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, my camera's been acting up, so I needed to check on it. We have contractor. One of you might work as a contractor or a freelancer. We have guitar. I don't know if one of you plays guitar, but I'm also getting like kind of like rock or metal music here. More metal in particular, actually. We have archery. So that's also Sagittarius vibes. So that's like all 3 fire signs. So we have shopping. We have rebel. We have sex, so if this is a romantic connection, I'm going to say that the physical side is pretty important for this connection. We have family though, so I don't know if you and this person have built a family together, or maybe a few of you are actually asking about a family member. We have athlete. We have organized. And we have skiing, so I don't know if that's someone's hobby here. But anyway, that's just to kind of give you an idea of some of the energies and people involved. So let's go ahead and look at the cards. Okay, so that is one person. We've got another person over here. Okay, so this first card represents the past of the connection. So more so the energy that brought this connection together, what brought you two together. For this, we have Thor, the god Thor. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with Thor. He's one of the most famous from the Norse pantheon. So on these cards, they say strength, fertility, and protection. So I want to say, whatever brought you guys together, I do feel like it was a masculine probably pursuing a feminine in the beginning. Yeah, a lot of masculinity involved, and we do have sex here as well, so this might have been a lot of physical forces bringing you together if this was romantic, although I am kind of getting almost fatherly vibes, so I don't know if that means some of you are asking about your father and your connection with him, or maybe the father of your children as well, something like that. But I do feel like that the force pulling you together, it's very powerful, it's very masculine, much like the god Thor. And yeah, I'm getting more root chakra vibes here with especially because this card says protection. So there is something very healing, protective, and really stable underneath the foundation of this connection. So if you aren't feeling like this connection is stable right now, because I am being drawn to all these crazy like white water waves going on right here. So for some of you, you might be feeling kind of on rocky ground, turbulent ground, but I keep being drawn to this healing sanctuary energy that's kind of permeating the energy of this connection. So I think whatever is the foundation here, whatever it is, it's really, really strong. So even if there's turbulence, I feel like it's still healing, it's still safe, if that kind of makes sense. Okay, so the current energy for right now, we have St. John's wort with stabilize. So, okay, so again, some of you might have been going through this kind of turbulent, rocky period for a bit, because that's kind of coming through. But I feel like it's, the current energy right now is like the calm after the storm, is kind of how I would describe it. Like things have kind of leveled out. They've gotten a little stable in this connection if there was turbulence. If not, maybe your foundation is just protective and stable, and then this connection is just perfect. But if there was turbulence recently, it's stabilized right now. But St. John's wort is, I know, also used to treat depression sometimes. So there might be a lot of sadness or even strong depressions, feelings of grief or loss going on with this connection as well for some of you. So we'll take a look at both sides to see where that might be coming from. And then this is the potential outcome of the relationship, so we will look at that at the end here. But first, let's pull the cards to see the two people in this connection. So for this right side here, we have the otter. So this is who the person is, or who spirit is choosing to represent them as. So someone playful, youthful, happy, positive, bright, potentially a water sign, or even an earth sign. The otter is kind of a mix between both of them. And we do have Capricorn up there, but Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And then their feelings towards the other person right now, we have the 8 of Cups. They are currently viewing the other person as the cosmic egg. Wow. Wow. Okay. And then we have their current attitude towards the relationship in general. We have the Queen of Cups. So this is really beautiful energy, but this 8 of Cups is giving me some kind of weird vibes here. Well, I'll tune in just a second here. Okay, so the other side here, the other person is being represented by the buffalo. So strong earth energy here. Especially with it being a buffalo, potentially a Taurus for some of you. We have their feelings towards the other person. We have the Page of Swords. How they view the other person is the unicorn. Wow, you guys. Okay, I just gotta say this. This is there are not many spirit animals in this animal spirit deck. If you're familiar with it, there's like 7 of them, and they each represent chakras. But okay, guys, this is a strongly spiritual connection, or a spiritually something spiritually brought together here. Okay, the cosmic egg represents the crown chakra, and then the unicorn represents the third eye chakra, which are the 2 most spiritual chakras here. So this is huge. This is huge that you guys are viewing each other this way. Very, very powerful spiritual way. Okay, and then the buffalo's current attitude towards the connection, we have the 8 of Cups. So that's the 8 of Cups twice. Whew, okay, so the Eight of Cups, this is the weird part here. Because this overall energy, it feels so positive, it feels so strong, it feels so spiritual, powerful. So this is telling me, let me talk about the people first. So first, the Otter, like I said, playful, happy, bright, positive, maybe a little skittish or shy, but still like, maybe playful to the point where it's a little awkward, but that's cute, really cute. And then the Buffalo, we have a very spiritually grounded, we have hardworking, possibly making a lot of money as well. But this Buffalo person has a lot of deep spiritual energy, but grounded spiritual energy, like not with your head up in the clouds. I feel like the Otter's a little more light and playful, but full of love as well, and love is one of the highest spiritual energies. So this is two deeply spiritual people, I feel. Okay, and you don't necessarily have to be deeply involved in spirituality to be spiritually connected, because you can still be connected to the emotions of love, spiritual knowing, understanding your higher self without necessarily like diving into like spiritual topics a bunch. And I'm kind of getting that for the Buffalo here, like a deep sense of knowing who they are, but they're not necessarily, you know, watching tarot readings. So I do feel like maybe for most of you, you might be the Otter side of things. But again, whichever one you're resonating with most. So, all right, currently I do feel like there's something weird going on with these Eight of Cups showing up, but I'll dive into that in a minute, because the foundation here, as I keep saying, is beautiful. It's strong. It's healing, it's transformative, it's expansive with that Jupiter there. I feel like this connection is meant to be like a safe, healing kind of connection for both of you involved. And I actually think both of you see each other that way. I think you both have such a high opinion of each other that goes beyond even the earthly, with these two very, very spiritual elements here, okay? I feel like the Otter might have a little more spiritual knowledge than the Buffalo, and might see this as kind of like how do I say this, like excuse me, like a fated connection. Maybe it was contracted to come together to help you guys both heal and grow. But I feel like the Buffalo also understands this, okay? Like I said, the crown chakra and the third eye chakras, they are your two top chakras. They are the ones connected to the divine, to the knowing. So I feel like the Otter is seeing like a huge, big spiritual picture here between this connection, and the Buffalo, again, they might see it that way, but if they're not really deeply into spirituality, I feel like they do see the Otter as very wise, even though they're kind of youthful and playful and cutesy. Like there's a lot of wisdom inside the Otter, I feel like, and the Buffalo really appreciates that. The Buffalo really sees that. I feel like you guys have really been able to like help each other understand things or go through some hard times together. And that's why this foundation is feeling so strong, so stable, so secure. Healing keeps coming through a lot. Okay, so in terms of each person's attitude towards the connection currently, it looks like one person is trying to walk away, like the Buffalo in particular, because the Buffalo's attitude towards the connection is the Eight of Cups here. I'm almost getting that the Buffalo might feel hurt or confused about something, or just lacking clarity. Like the Buffalo's trying to gain some sort of knowledge that they don't have, and they're trying to find it, because that is their current feelings towards the Otter right now. There is a lack of clarity there, and I feel like it's making them get a little distant, or fairly quite distant, and I just feel like they're a little confused. But the otter, their current attitude towards the connection being the Queen of Cups, this is total love. This is total compassion. This is, if you see her pose here, her arms are wide open, accepting, loving, like, I love everything about you, Buffalo. And it's still, with all this water here, it's like the otter has this deep understanding that there is this spiritual force unifying this, and making this a really healing, expansive connection. So the fact that we have the Eight of Cups as the otter's feelings towards the buffalo, either the otter is trying to deal with the fact that the buffalo might have seemingly walked away from this connection, and is trying to also kind of walk away from their emotions. They might be having difficulty with that. I'm seeing that for some of you, but for others of you, I'm just noticing Alice's pose in this card. It's like she's like facing the wall, almost crying over the fact that the buffalo is getting more distant or has even walked away. For some of you, you might not be in contact with because of this situation. It's like just based on Alice's pose in this Eight of Cups versus this one, it's like the otter is not wanting this to happen, not wanting this this walking away or this distance to be happening because of this spiritual strength, this strong foundation, this healing energy. But I feel like it's difficult on both sides, whatever's going on, this distance here, because again, I feel like it's not like I feel like the buffalo, there's almost like a strong magnetism happening here. I'm feeling magnetism, but they're feeling hurt or confused or something like that with the Page of Swords here. So a lot of times I hear tarot readers, when they see the Page of Swords, they'll say, oh, this person's spying on you, but I'm honestly not feeling that energy here. I feel like this person is wanting knowledge. So if this is a no contact situation, I mean, this person might still be looking into your social media, that kind of thing, but it's because they are lacking knowledge or they are confused, they are unclear about something, but they're not like being obsessive about it. Honestly, I'm feeling almost like the buffalo's feeling a little hurt by something that happened. They're confused by something. So I don't know. It's like it's still a really deep love on both sides is what I'm feeling. Like deeper than romantic love even. Because especially with these cups here, I'm being shown like the depth of the ocean, and like that's just how deep these feelings are. They're just like bigger, like bigger than I feel like either of your hearts can hold at the same time. If that even makes sense. That's such a weird thing to say, but yeah. I'm actually going to pull some advice cards for each side here, just to see if we can get a little clarity for you, depending on which side you are, what side you're resonating with. So Spirit, let's start with the otter. Spirit, what advice do you have for the otter person in this situation, especially since it does look like there is some sort of distancing going on here? Spirit, what advice do you have? So we have go. That's interesting. Spirit, what advice do you have for the otter? We have 888. And then one more card, please. Spirit, one more card. Advice for the otter. We have release. Wow, okay. So with go and release here, this is like, if you are the otter person, I feel like maybe this is not necessarily something you're wanting to hear, because this is like Spirit saying release the attachment to this person walking away, or release the attachment to this distance. And for some of you, we'll see what the outcome here is. Some of you, it just might be that it's time to let this person go. If you had some sort of soul contract with them here, and I see that so strongly with these two cards. If you had some sort of contract, the contract might be fulfilled. With the 888 here, there might be bigger and better things, more abundance, more people that you're ready for. Both of you might have expanded out of this connection and the amount of healing it can provide for you at this time, which means there is someone even bigger and better for you, okay? There's more for you is what this 888 is telling me. And it's not necessarily that it can't be with this person, but like the attachment to the distancing or not wanting it to happen is, I feel almost going to push away the buffalo person even more. It's almost like vibrationally, emotionally, there needs to be a release happening here and kind of a surrendering to the divine. You know, with your crown chakra, just having faith that the best situation is going to work out with this buffalo person or not. So we'll dive into that more when we look at the outcome cards. But let me pull some advice cards for the buffalo first. So Spirit, for the buffalo person, what advice do you have for them in this situation? What advice do you have for them? Okay, we have red. Wow, so this red root chakra color. Again, root chakra, protection, safety, energy. Spirit, what advice do you have for the buffalo here? What advice do you have? We have check your blind spots. And one more card, please, Spirit. We have practicality, which is interesting because that's what the buffalo is best at. Being practical, hardworking, stable, but still with that spiritual vision. Okay, so if you are the buffalo person, I feel like Spirit is telling you, do what's making you feel safe and secure right now. So if you need this distance or this space to feel secure, or to heal or something like that, then you need to take it. You need to make sure you get yourself to a place where you feel secure, where you feel stable, where you feel protected. And for some of you, if you're the buffalo person, that might actually be with the otter. So maybe there's some sort of resolution that needs to be happening there, but if the otter person is making you feel unstable or it's not providing the same healing and expansion as before, then really the advice here is just to go the direction where you feel most stable, where you feel most secure, because I feel like the buffalo person is really not quite feeling like themselves as of recent, and maybe that's why the buffalo person needs a little distance, is to reconnect, reground themselves, restabilize. So and it's like practicality is kind of the same thing. It's just like do the practical thing for yourself here. So with check your blind spots though, the buffalo here is missing some sort of information, facts here. And I was getting that with the Page of Swords. Okay, so there's some sort of information that the buffalo is missing that's kind of making them feel unstable, making them feel unresolved, or a little bit hurt even. I'm feeling for some of these connections. The buffalo is feeling a little bit hurt, a little unsure, uncertain. So it's like, check your blind spots is telling me either some of the information the buffalo has is not correct or faulty in some way, or it's just missing. So these blind spots for the buffalo, this could be a misconception you're having about the otter or what's going on in this connection, or it could just be, honestly, misconception is kind of what I'm feeling. Like I'm being told not to expand on that. Like misconception is something the buffalo really needs to address here, because there's either a misconception with the otter or the connection or the direction they're headed, something like that. So connect, ground yourself. Find out what that might be. Okay, so let's move on to the current potential outcome. So this is based on the current energies. It's not necessarily fact, and it's also just remember that the energies can change, and that this is also a general reading, as you all know. So for you guys, we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So this is friendship, this is abundance, this is a party, this is joy. We have the Two of Swords. Oh, okay, and then we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so honestly, this is really interesting that we have the Two of Swords in the middle, and I hope you guys can see this on my camera. I know my camera doesn't always show the bottom of my deck here, my desk. With the Two of Swords in the middle, this is telling me the future is contingent upon a decision, okay? The Two of Swords is very much often about making a decision, making a choice. So it's like, and honestly, I'm seeing these two things because the Three of Cups and the Ten of Swords are so different, and they're on either side of this decision card, that these are the two potential outcomes based on this decision, okay? So there is either, based on this decision here, and I feel like it's potentially a decision about information or communication, because I keep being drawn to this Page of Swords. Like, more communication needs to be had here. Like, if there's no more communication, then I feel like it's going towards this Ten of Swords side. And as I say that, the candle goes out. So maybe for a lot of you, you are actually headed towards this Ten of Swords direction, where there is an end here. There's an end. But even if that's the case, Spirit's wanting me to jump in. Spirit's jumping in and wanting me to say that if this ends, it's okay. Because you guys are still spiritually connected. This isn't the permanent end for you two. At least not in the spiritual realm. But also, if this ends, you guys, it's because you guys have expanded out of each other, and it's time to grow more. It's time to find new people, different people here. So honestly, even though this is the Ten of Swords, it's almost a positive outcome either way, even if it doesn't feel like it at first. Because the Ten of Swords is a tough energy to make it through, but it is towards this Jupiter, towards this expansion. But however, again, this decision goes either way. We have the Three of Cups here, so especially next to this 888, the Three of Cups is about abundance. So like this connection can still work because it's so strong. It has this beautiful, extremely strong spiritual foundation that's also pretty grounded. I just feel, yeah, just based on this decision. So this is either going to work out positively, even if this is a romantic connection, but you guys come back together to remain friends, because the Three of Cups is very much about friendship and community. So there is a potential that, like, even if you feel like this connection isn't right romantically anymore, you guys can still be friends. You can still have very positive, loving feelings towards each other, being part of each other's community. But then this decision, it could also be about cutting off this person if you feel like that's what's right for both of you. So again, but either way, it's leading to more expansion here, okay? Because you guys, it's almost like you have to have this kind of Eight of Cups period to expand more, to grow more, to heal more, to understand what's happening here. And yeah, so group one, I think I'm gonna end your reading right here. I know this this outcome was a little weird here because it's still contingent. It's based on this decision, so I'm sorry we have to end it here, but it's just, it seems like things are a little uncertain right now. But I do want to say, you know, that we have this stability, we have this foundation, and no matter what happens here, Spirit's wanting me to remind you that your guys' spiritual connection cannot be broken. Okay, this is like the strongest spiritual connection I've seen in this type of reading. So Spirit does want you to keep that in mind. But anyway, I really hope this resonated. It was kind of a weird, specific kind of situation. So if it didn't resonate for some of you, I do hope it reached the right people that it was meant to. But anyway, if this did resonate, please give this video a like and a comment. I would really appreciate it. If you like these kind of readings, unpick card readings, please feel free to check out the rest of my channel. I do have love readings and specific person reading playlist on my playlist tab. And subscribe as well if you're interested and would like to follow along for the future. But anyway, I will leave you right here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye! group 2, and welcome. You guys chose the little amethyst point today. So if you skipped over the intro, what we're doing today is an in-depth analysis of what's going on in your connection. So we're doing a two-sided spread. We're looking at what's going on with either person. You could be either one, so whichever side you are most resonating with here. So we will look into that in a minute. First, I want to, with this rune, get kind of an energy of what's going on with the connection, and then I have some signs and other things just to look at, to just make sure that this is the right connection you meant, that you chose the right reading for this connection. But anyway, let's start it here. So the energy for your connection group 3, we have the rune Othala. So this rune is about family. It's about heritage. So for some of you, this could represent that this is, you're actually asking about a family member. So it is actual physical family that brought you together. If it's a romantic connection, you might have met through family. But if neither of those things are resonating for you, because those are highly specific, honestly, this is powerful, because I feel like this is representing the energy bringing you together is that you guys are kind of in the same soul family, soul tribe. So like spiritual family, not just like your earthly family, like you're in the same spiritual family, soul group, soul family. Whichever term you resonate with. But that's powerful. That's very, very powerful. That's telling me that you guys have a deep, deep spiritual connection. Oh, also, like it's the kind of connection where you guys have probably shared past lives together, or multiple past lives even. Lots and lots of time together outside of this earthly connection. So that's powerful. That's amazing. Okay, so let's look at what signs and other energies are coming up to represent with you guys. Just remember, it's a general reading, so take the parts of these that resonate, leave the others, because that's for somebody else in this reading. So for you guys, we have Earth. So that means like Earth signs, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. We also have Gemini. And these can be sun, moon, rising, or like a stellium or something in that sign. Oh, we have water as well, so a big mix in here. So this is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Speaking of a Scorpio, Scorpio's getting its own thing here. We have Pisces as well, so yeah, another water sign. And then we have Libra. So that's 2 air signs as well. Not a lot of fire showing up here, but as I say that, I see that this is the sun. So this is telling me that this is maybe kind of a bright, happy connection in general, or it usually is. This could represent a Leo as well. I'm getting something different here though, especially if you guys are in the same soul family in your chart. This could just represent maybe having a synastry aspect between your suns that's really strong, like a positive one, like a conjunction or a trine or a sextile or something like that. Okay, so we have the chicken. I don't know if honestly, this is telling me this connection might be a little overwhelming for one or both of you, because the chicken is, you know, being a chicken, it's being scared, but I'm feeling like overwhelmed is what I heard with that. So someone or both of you could be feeling very overwhelmed by this connection, especially if it is this kind of powerful soul connection where you guys seem to know each other really well, even when you first met each other. Okay, and then we have this emoji, which is so cute. This is like a I'm in awe of my partner, I'm in awe of this person, they're so beautiful, they're so wonderful, is how I would describe that emoji. So that's cute. So maybe just one person is feeling that way right now, or both of you, probably both of you. And I need to move this because that was just not even. Okay. All right. So here are some associations. We have party, Maybe some people in this group are kind of party animals, that kind of thing. We have professor, so I don't know if someone is a professor or a teacher for either of you. We have religion, or like a strong religious background even. Maybe you guys even grew up in the same religion, or that's even giving me vibes like you guys almost mirrored each other's upbringing. That's very specific, so only for some of you, of course, but it's just with this Othala rune, there is some sort of strong connection, if it's not directly a family member. And speaking of family members, we have parent. So this could mean some of you, again, you are asking about a family member, so it could be your parent. And then for others of you, you might just, this connection you might just have kids with this person. We have yoga. Again, these can represent one or both. Administration. One of you might work as a secretary even. So we have singing. So singing or music could be someone's hobby here. And then we have therapist. So again, take those all as they resonate. They're just to kind of give the energies of the people involved in group 2. Excuse me here. Okay, so let's jump into the cards. All right, so again, as I said, this is a 2-side spread. You can be either side, whichever you're resonating with more. But first, we have the past, present, and future to look at. We're going to save the future for the end. So the past, what brought your connection together? We have Skadi, ambition, the hunt. So she's actually the goddess of the hunt. And I don't know if I just said this card represents the past of your connection, and more strongly what brought you guys together. So I do feel like this is an energy of somebody pursuing another person. So this might have been a long pursuit for some of you in this connection. But maybe not. I'm also getting it might have been kind of physical as well. Like a physical intimacy might have started a little earlier than a lot of you are used to in the beginning of this connection. The other interesting thing with Skadi here, though, is, and this is only going to resonate with a couple of you, okay? But I do feel the need to mention this, is that she's kind of a trickster, a lot like Loki. So there might have actually been some deception in the beginning of this connection, or even not necessarily big lies, but maybe little things. Like someone pretending to be into a hobby, a certain hobby or something like that, when they're not actually, but it's just because they were really interested in the other person. They wanted to seem cool to the other person. So it could be some like really mild tricksteriness or deception there. But then again, for maybe like one of you, it could have been major, but you would have found out about it by now. So that only resonates for like one or two of you, I swear. Okay, so the present of your connection, we have courage. Okay. It's a bold card with bold colors, so there's something very intense happening here, and I'm feeling a lot of energy since I just pulled this card. So there's a lot of energy going both ways right now in this connection. With courage here, though, it might be, you might be having a little bit of a rocky period for some of you, and asking you to draw upon your inner strength a lot on both sides. Okay, this is the energy for both sides, but honestly, I'm even just like fidgeting a little more here. There's a lot of energy going on here both ways. Okay, so these are the future potential outcome. We'll check out those at the end. And then, okay, let's look at the people involved here. So person number 1, we have the horse is what Spirit has chosen to represent them as, the horse. How they are feeling about their partner. We have the Knight of Swords. There's my fast, high energy right there. They are viewing the other person as the deer. And their current attitude towards the connection, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, that's powerful. like family, abundance right there. That's a beautiful way to view the connection. Also very, very positive view of the other person as well. We will dive into this in a second. So the partner number 2 or person number 2, we have the Panther. Okay guys, so I'm definitely picking up some anger on both sides here. So I don't know if maybe there's been a fight or something here. And maybe that's this high energy I'm picking up on. There's some sort of conflict going on. Okay, so if that doesn't sound like you, maybe you chose the wrong connection or the wrong group. If it's not straight up anger, although I am feeling that for a lot of you, it is conflict. There's like conflict going on here. So the Panther's feelings towards the horse, we have the 4 of Cups. So there might be a little urge to, I'm not sure where to put these for right now. Okay, there might be a little bit of, the Panther might be feeling a little bit of an urge to distance themselves or disassociate a bit, or just wait. It's almost an energy of the Panther waiting. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Okay, so the Panther is viewing the horse as the tiger. And their attitude towards the connection is the Chariot. Okay, so this explains so much of this very strong energy I'm feeling at that connection right now. Okay, so this is intense. This is passionate right now on both sides. So if the anger or fighting or conflict thing is not resonating with you, it's just high passion in general, especially if this is a brand new connection. This is fast-paced mental energy, getting to know each other. So, but I feel like for those of you with a more established connection, there's some sort of situation that happened here that is a little tense, high energy and tense. All right, so, but I do want to say, these feelings are positive. This is a good thing. On both sides, it feels like. If this is anger, I'm noticing on both sides, it's like a temporary thing. Okay, so the horse person, this is a person that really appreciates being free, their own freedom, to maybe an unhealthy degree sometimes. This person could be a runner, okay? Whenever they feel a little bit controlled or pent up or boxed in, they might run, they might leave. And it's just because freedom is one thing they value. It could just be, you know, the horse in their childhood just dealt with maybe a really controlling household, and so now they're really afraid of being controlled or being pent up or being, you know, boxed in or labeled, anything like that. So the horse does have a tendency to run away when they start feeling that way, even if they have very positive feelings towards a place or a person or a community. I'm not saying this person is running right now, but if there is a conflict going on, which I am picking up for some of you, it might be because the horse is feeling a little bit scared of being, you know, their freedoms being taken away, right? Sometimes people like a horse here, they just being in a commitment at all makes them feel, starts making them feel really trapped, even if they have strong positive feelings, right? And if you fear commitment, you fear being trapped, sometimes that can overwhelm even very, very positive feelings about a person. Okay, and so this Panther person, it's kind of more of a feminine energy from the Panther side. I feel like the Panther person is might be angry right now, but I feel like honestly, if there is a conflict going on in this connection, especially if it's more established, I'll get into this if this is a newer connection in this second here, but this might be a classic fear of commitment, runner chaser kind of energy, because I feel like the Panther is really, really focused on the future and wanting to build something long-lasting and stable, which is not great if the horse is a little bit afraid of commitment. The panther is really wanting to resolve arguments and issues. Even if they seem small, they don't want to let things build up. So if you're resonating with this horse side of things, I feel like the horse sometimes thinks that the panther is just trying to cause a lot of arguments, but I feel like the panther is just not really wanting to cause arguments. They are just they're wanting to resolve things because they maybe in their past relationships they've noticed if they don't resolve little issues in the beginning, then things fester over time. Things will eventually blow up. So the panther brings things up just to resolve them. The panther is very future focused, very build something big and stable, long lasting. And the horse wants that too, okay? That's their current attitude towards the connection. This 10 of Pentacles here, okay? This is long lasting, this is stable, this is associated with family and abundance. They want that too. But at the same time, the horse also is very, very concerned with being free. So this kind of big structure, building a big structure with another big structure or connection with another person kind of scares them off. So anything that reminds them that they might be getting tied down to something might make them pull away a little bit. So I do feel like for some of you there is this energy of this horse person kind of running away really fast or unexpectedly, even feeling upset, feeling tied down, needing to run in the opposite direction of this connection, because this Knight of Swords, this dude's just charging, this dude's fast, running this way. And if that's happening, like especially if you're the panther person and you don't understand why the horse is seeming distant or seeming like they're running away, it's because they have this fear of commitment, even though that is their attitude towards this connection, is that this is something that can be long-term stable, and I feel like that's scaring them. And I keep saying runner chaser because like this Knight of Swords is running fast this way, and then this Chariot's also going this way, so it's almost like the panther's kind of chasing the horse a little bit in this connection. But it's like the horse person knows the thing they're running away from is like perfect for them with the 10 of Pentacles here. They just like, it's like they don't know how to cope with it though. Okay, and they also have extremely positive feelings for the panther here, okay? The horse is seeing the panther as the deer, okay? So even if the panther is kind of an angry little animal here, especially in this card, but like, even if the panther feels like they're coming across as really angry, that's not how the horse is seeing them, okay? So the deer is kind of a mothering, nurturing, compassionate energy, and that is how the horse is seeing the panther, okay? Even if the panther makes this little angry face sometimes, it's cute, okay? It's cute like a deer. Yeah, so overall, it's just like the horse thinks this is a beautiful connection. It's worth the long-term support. They just might be a little scared of it if they're running away. Okay, but if you're not noticing this person running away, that might just be because I feel like there's a few people where this runner chaser thing isn't actually happening or hasn't manifested yet. I just feel like you need to understand that the horse person kind of has this going on in their mind, okay? That things might be getting serious in this connection, really strong, but it just scares them because the horse doesn't want to be tied down. But yeah, the horse thinks the panther is so cute and so nurturing, so compassionate. For some of them, the horse never had that before, never had like this compassion, nurturing, kind of loving energy before. And I see it, the deer is kind of shining. It's like a bright light in the horse's life. I feel like it's kind of what's drawing the horse to the panther here. Okay, and so let's move on to where the panther's at right now. So as I mentioned in the beginning, the Panther is kind of in this Four of Cups energy, but I'm feeling like a wait and see. Okay, so we're just gonna like wait and see what this horse person's doing, because if I'm confused, I'm just gonna wait out this situation. I feel like for some of you, the horse actually might be trying to communicate with the Panther. This isn't gonna resonate with everybody a lot, but it's being ignored right now. For whatever reason. And I feel like it might be that the Panther is just a little upset over something and they just don't feel willing to respond, so they're not responding to the horse's messages. Or maybe they feel like they've been chasing or pursuing or trying to build this connection for so long that they're just like, okay, well, now I'm just going to wait for the horse to make the move now, to put some effort into this, because I've been putting a ton of effort into this. Is kind of the Panther's attitude. So we will get some advice from Spirit for both sides of these, because I feel like in this group there's different people resonating with different sides of this. But it's like, even if the Panther is kind of ignoring messages right now or just waiting something out, trying to distract themselves, just like sitting here drinking tea and waiting to see what happens, really deep down inside they really want this. They're still pursuing the connection. Okay, this connection still feels absolutely right to the Panther, even when they're feeling angry, even when they're feeling frustrated at the horse, they're still wanting this. Okay, even if they are like acting like they don't want it, they're kind of being like, oh, I don't want to respond to the messages. I don't want to try. I've put so much energy into this connection already. Really deep down, we have the Chariot here. So this person is still moving towards this connection. And for how the Panther is viewing the horse, we have the Tiger. We have the Tiger. So this is strong. Okay, so the Panther is viewing the horse as, well, one, a very strong, knowing person, wise, but also really sexy. Okay, so I feel like the Panther also really appreciates maybe the bedroom intimacy, if that resonates for some of you. If you're asking about a family member or a friend, obviously not. But okay, the Panther sees the horse as a very powerful person. Okay, and I feel like that's accurate to who the horse actually is, because the horse, massively powerful animal, as well as the Tiger, kind of graceful, sexy, powerful, strong, just depending. So I feel a lot of admiration coming from the Panther towards the horse. Okay, there's a lot of admiration for the horse's strength, because I do feel like maybe the horse has been through a lot of dark times in their life, but they've overcome it, or they've run away from it, but they're still maintaining a very a strong sense of identity and inner strength, and the Panther can see that. The Panther really admires it. If the horse is a very physically strong person as well, the Panther admires that about their physical body, or if the horse is just a really sexy person, that's being admired as well. Because the Tiger is kind of a strong, sensual, sexual energy as well. So that's definitely appreciated here. Okay, so I'm going to pull some advice for each side, and then we will look at the potential outcome based on the current energies. So let's start with the horse person here. So Spirit, for those in this group who are resonating with the horse person, what advice do you have for them about this connection? What advice do you have for them? So we have plan. Spirit, what advice do you have for the horse person? We have reach out. That's interesting based on what I just discussed. And Spirit, what advice do you have for the horse person here? We have seek professional help. I'm actually hearing that is seek outside help. So this could be maybe talk to a friend about this, especially if you have a mutual friend with this person and it's a no contact situation. I honestly feel like there's a resolution available here if there is a fight or something, because the Knight of Swords is kind of, this guy can be kind of angry and wrathful to me, and so can the Panther. So it's almost like for a lot of you who chose this group, there was some sort of fight or falling out, and it's just like, if you have kind of a neutral party here that can maybe mediate it, that might be called for. So reach out is interesting because as the Knight of Swords is also communicating a lot, sending a lot of rapid communication, but I do feel like for a lot of you, the Panther person's kind of ignoring it. So it might be, like if you're resonating with the Horse person and you've just been like sending text messages or being sent to voicemail or something when you try to reach out, it might be, take another step, like bring some flowers or something. Or just take a bigger step to show that you're dedicated, because honestly, I feel like the Panther's issue in this case is they feel like they've put so much energy into this connection. They're really just wanting this to kind of be balanced out a bit, balanced scales. So they're wanting some more energy put in from the Horse person. So if you demonstrate seriousness, demonstrate how you're feeling about this, which is the Ten of Pentacles. This is a serious long-term thing that you're actually wanting. I feel like that's really what's going to win the Panther over if you're in kind of a no contact fighting situation. Okay, if like the fighting thing and you are kind of in contact, it could just be like reach out to this person, invite them out, because it will strengthen things, especially since regardless of whatever your situation is, I do feel like there's a lot of overthinking going on in this connection. Okay, and then plan. I feel like if you are resonating with the Horse person, the Panther person is feeling like you, again, like aren't putting as much energy or effort in. So it's like, this is more Spirit saying if you want this connection to succeed, you got to show more dedication, put a little more effort in, because that's really what the Panther is wanting. Okay, because there's so much strength here, there's so much energy here, that just showing a little more effort it's really all the Panther's wanting here, I feel, because they've put in so much effort. That's how they're feeling right now. And yeah, I feel like you guys both kind of want the same thing here. It's just, if there's a little tension or no contact, it can be worked out if there's like understanding on both sides. Okay, Spirit. For the Panther, what advice do you have for those resonating with the Panther side? So we have nature. We have compromise. Okay. And Spirit, one more card for advice for the Panther side, please. We have leave the house. Okay. So obviously, if you are resonating with the Panther side, we have nature and leave the house here. So it's like if you are cooping yourself up in the house, I don't know if this is necessarily for everybody, but some people who have chosen this group, you have been in the house for too long and you need to get outside. Or these two things wouldn't show up, but it's more to clear your mind, okay? Because there's so much fast-paced energy in this group too, and I was picking that up from this Courage card, but on your side, we have the Chariot, okay? This is a lot of fast-moving energy. I feel like you just need to go outside, take a breath, get some fresh air, and it will help you just figure out what's going on a little more clearly, because there might be just too much mental energy, cooped up mental energy, and you need to let that out somehow. Maybe even more exercise or going to the gym. But okay, so the big thing here, we have compromise is what Spirit is saying from the Panther side. Okay, so especially if you are in this Four of Cups energy where you're kind of like ignoring the messages, just kind of waiting to see what happens. Honestly, this is kind of Spirit saying maybe you're being a little unfair. If you really want this connection, you have to be willing to give the Horse another chance here. You have to be willing to do that, okay? Because I feel like you really do want that. Even if you're upset right now or not wanting to respond to these messages, I feel like Spirit's urging you to, you know, at least see what their offer is this time, okay? At least maybe give them a chance, especially if they are demonstrating this effort over here. It might be worth it for you. Okay, so let's look at the outcome based on the present energies. Okay, so based on the present energies of your connection, where is this headed? So we have the Queen of Swords. I hope you guys can see these. We have, oh my God, okay, we have the 10 of Cups. And we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, so present energies. This is going to turn out amazing, dream come true, ideal connection, ideal relationship, totally committed, maybe even a marriage and a family with the 10 of Cups here. But there's a but here with the Queen of Swords. This is Swords energy, so this is mental energy, this is communication. Okay, you guys have to be willing to talk it out, be willing to compromise, and be willing to change on both sides. Okay, you guys, it's that you both have to be able to walk away from some negative patterns. So I want to say on both sides. Okay, so Queen of Swords, she's a blunt communicator. It's like you both need to be able to have this big, deep conversation where you both say what your problems are. You both have to be willing to speak up, communicate that, and be dedicated to accurate communication for the rest of this connection, the rest of this relationship. You have to have that conversation, and you have to continually have these conversations and be willing to compromise, be willing to change with the 6 of Swords here, okay? And walk away from your old negative habits. So for the Horse side, this is your fear of commitment. Okay, you have to be willing to get over that and realize that you love this person, right? You want this person in your life, okay? You have to be willing to walk away from that old habit. And for the Panther person, you know, you have to, be willing to compromise. You know, be willing to compromise on your negative habits as well. Maybe even find a better way to communicate, because I do get the feeling that the Horse person is feeling this, like it's coming across a little combative, even if you don't mean it that way. Sometimes when you communicate, or not, if it's not directly combative, maybe like passive aggressive, if that's resonating with you. But like, look, the Horse person loves you, Panther. Like, they see you as this deer. You're so cute. You are so nurturing. You are so wonderful to this person. So if you guys are willing to have this, you know, blunt, accurate Queen of Swords type of communication, compromise, then look, this is the outcome if you're willing, okay? The 10 of Cups, it is, if that's what you want, that is what is possible here. But anyway, group 2, I'm going to end your reading right here. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and a comment. I'd really appreciate it. If you like these type of pick a card readings, I do a lot of them. So subscribe if you'd like to see more. Check them out on my channel page because I've got quite a few of them at this point. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye! Group 3, and welcome. You guys chose the little polished carnelian. So if you skipped past the intro, I do want to say a couple things. Today's reading, we are looking into your connection. We're doing a pretty in-depth analysis. We are doing a 2-side spread, and you could be either side, your person can be either side. It just depends on whichever one's resonating for you. Everybody's different. Everybody's connection is different. This doesn't have to be a love connection. You can watch these for a friend or a family member. However, I know most people do choose these for romantic partners. So that is probably going to be the primary energy coming through, but I will try to keep it agnostic. But anyway, I want to get started. But I also want to apologize for my voice. I've been dealing with a cold like all month, and I guess I haven't been resting enough, and it's just not going away. And after these long readings, by the time I'm here at group 3, it's a little tough to talk. So bear with me and my harsh, gruff voice here. But okay, we have a lot to cover, so let's dive in. First, we're going to use this rune to get kind of an energy of what's currently going on with the connection. some signs, charms, and other things just to kind of give you an idea of who's involved here. But then we're going to jump into our analysis. So group 3, your rune, oh boy, we have now, dear. So this rune is about tension. This rune is about conflict. This rune is about stress. Specifically though, this is kind of like under the surface stress, like tensions boiling before something blows, really. So if it's not resonating that there's a lot of stress or tension going on here, and you're not really suspecting maybe that there is stress or tension or passive aggressiveness going on either, this might not be your pile, okay? But I can't avoid the fact that that's what this rune means, okay? It's stress and tension. So if that is resonating for you, then this is probably your reading. But if you were called to this very strongly, there might be some messages in here that you need to know about this connection. So let's see what's going on here. But first, let's look at what came out of my little charms thing here. Okay, so for signs, looks like we have Sagittarius. These could be sun, moon, rising, or a stellium for either partner. These are planets. Oh, I guess that's all we had for signs was Sagittarius. So maybe somebody, that energy is just coming through really strongly. And then the cards might give us a few other signs as well. Okay, but we have Uranus. So these could, in a connection reading, these could be strong synastry aspects between these planets in your charts, if you guys have done that. So we have Pluto, we have Mercury, and we have Neptune. Okay, wow. So these are all our huge, slow-moving planets. So this is a big energy. Immediately, and we'll get into some more of the stuff to help you identify people later, but this is coming through, so I gotta say what I'm being told here. So these big energies, that they are these are our big massive planets. So especially with Pluto coming up here, either this connection is meant to be majorly transformative for you in your life, or there is a major connection going on. There's a major transformation going on in this connection. Something is massively changing, and maybe unexpectedly with Uranus here. There's definitely some changes or upsets going on in communication, especially with that coming up right after Pluto. I am also going to assume this might be no contact for a lot of you who chose this group, or it's like heavy fighting kind of contact. So again, this is the beginning of the reading. If that's really not resonating, you might have chosen the wrong group. Okay, so I just want to say that off the bat so you don't get in too deep. But and then Neptune here, there's a cloudiness as well. Like there's a cloudiness to the communication. I don't feel like enough communication is coming through. So yeah, this is probably no contact here. Okay. But, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean things are going to turn out bad. I don't want you to, like, stress out over that, okay? It's just, this is the energy I'm picking up right this second in the connection. Okay. This isn't... So we have the little friends, buddies here. There's 3 of them. So I don't know if for some of you, this is obviously not going to resonate for all of you, but this could indicate a third-party situation. And honestly, I hate that term, but that for some of you, that really could be a thing for you here. But it also could just represent, this could be friends in general. You could be asking about a friends instead of a romantic partnership. This could be spirit calling on you to rely on your friends for support here. It could be all sorts of things. So don't, I don't want to jump to, third party situation before we even get to the cards. Okay, so let's talk about this one. So this is the knife. This is air energy. This is about clarity and communication and knowledge here. So that's just confirming what Mercury is telling me here as well, is that there is some sort of cloudiness. There's some sort of transformation going on in the communication aspect of this connection. So yeah, we are definitely going to be addressing why this is happening for you. Group 3, okay. Sorry, just had to check my camera. It's been so annoying the past few days. All right, and then the last little charmy thing we have here is this little emoji, which you probably can't see because it's fading, but it is like a dazed and confused face. So that's just kind of matching the energy we have going on here already. Dazed, hazy. It could even mean that one or both of you might even be relying on, you know, substances to avoid having to think a lot, because with the mental energy feeling really cloudy here, yeah, it could be someone's really just avoiding having to think, getting high or drinking or something, if that's you or the other person, I don't know. But that's also coming through with Neptune as well, kind of dreamy, dazed, haziness in the communication. And with Uranus, it's sudden. There's some unexpected changes here, okay? Okay, so let's go through these. Obviously, not every single one of these is going to resonate with every person, but just to give you an idea of some of the people involved in this group, we have a foodie. So I don't know if maybe in this connection you guys go out to eat a lot, or one of you is really into food or cooking. We have a film. This could be working in films or really being a movie buff. Okay, we have TV and film as well, so that's just being confirmed twice. Although I am getting this distracted, dazed energy, so if like neither of you like uses substances to distract yourself, it could just be like really binge watching TV or just sitting on the couch playing video games. Anything to like avoid dealing with this is kind of what I'm getting. So we have nerd, so maybe one or both of you has kind of nerdy hobbies, which could be anything. Video games, board games, I'm really into TV shows here. Just, there's so many things, so if that resonates for either of you. So we have hiking, could be active outdoors a lot. We have bartender, so that could be either of you, but again, I'm picking up for a significant number in this group, obviously not all of you. There is at least one person in this connection that's really maybe drinking or getting high or something to kind of just not deal with this tension or situation or something. So chilling, same thing as before, like the getting high drinking thing. I don't know why that's coming through so strongly. I just feel like this tension must be really tough, so it's like hard to deal with, kind of. Okay, so we have gymnastics and we have crafting. Again, these are just take them as they resonate, just to give you an idea of the people involved here. I need more space than this for this. It's a big reading. Okay, so for this spread, like I said, you can be either side of it, whichever one you resonate with most. Our first card is going to be the past energy of the connection. So kind of what brought you together, or just kind of how this connection went in the past. And for this, you guys, we have ask. In Norse mythology, this is the first human man. So he's kind of like Adam and Eve. So, I mean, for a lot of you, this could have been your first relationship or your first significant one that got serious, or it could have been for your person. If this is a romantic connection, this could also be, you could have known this person from childhood, or this could just be really physical, really 3D, since like the first human man is a kind of about populating, procreating the earth. So I guess that could also mean you might have children with this person. So you might have really strong connection for some reason or another, and maybe that's why this tension is such a big deal for whatever it is, because all these patterns in this card, they're looking a little chaotic to me. So there might have been a lot of chaos in general in this relationship, but it feels like it was balanced out though, because there's also this other rune here which came up in group 1, which is about safety, sanctuary, and healing. So maybe this tension in your relationship is actually quite abnormal, and you're used to this connection being really safe, and maybe that's why it's so stressful on the both of you, whatever's going on right now. So let's take a look at your current energy for the connection. Of course, so for this, it is moral. So on these cards, they say regenerate. This mushroom card reminds me so much of the death card, as like in normal tarot. Okay, because this is about something transforming, something being regenerated, something having to kind of decay so something new can come in. So this is just kind of confirming that there is a lot of tension going on. One or both of you could have strong Scorpio placements as well with that card. But yeah, again, with the Pluto that came up, I had to cover it up. But yeah, major transformation going on right now. And I feel like it's not necessarily wanted on either side, but let's look into that. So these 3 cards are going to represent the outcome based on the current energies, but we'll look at those at the end. So let's look at the people involved. So let's see which person I need to separate these. Okay, so the person on this side, they are being represented by the frog. Their current feelings towards their partner, we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. How they are viewing the other person, we have the Sea Serpent. And their current attitude towards the connection, we have the World. Wow, okay. So I'm feeling like frog side might have ended things here. I'll get into it in a minute after I get the cards laid out. So on the other side here, we have the Starfish. Their current feelings towards the other person, we have the Tower. Okay. Whew. Oh, group 3, I'm so sorry. And how they are viewing the frog person, we have the Beaver. And their current attitude towards the connection, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, group 3. So I'll start with talking about who this starfish person is. I feel like, so the starfish is really bright, shiny, kind of bubbly and happy, but the problem, I feel like the problem, I'm just going to start right in with the problem here. The problem I feel like has been the starfish's problem is that they were kind of looking at this relationship really surface levelly, because starfish aren't very deep in the ocean, right? They're a little bit surface level. They can see things a little bit shallowly. Their perspective is kind of shallow, and I feel like maybe in this connection, the starfish assumed a little more depth than there actually was in this connection from the frog person. The starfish could be a water sign here. Both people could be water signs, but again, there's not strong signs showing up here. But honestly, I do feel like the starfish was kind of making assumptions about this connection, that maybe the frog person had deeper feelings than they actually did. And maybe, so their current feelings about towards this frog person is the Tower, okay? I feel like there was this sudden upset, this sudden change, and I do feel like the frog just like suddenly kind of broke things off, or at least it felt sudden to the starfish. Again, I feel like the starfish was kind of being a little surface level, thinking things were okay when they weren't. So it felt like this Tower moment. It felt like this things suddenly being ripped away, things suddenly changing, just coming in here, and like everything's falling down. And we'll get to how the frog is viewing that in a second. But so yeah, that's really hard on the starfish, because I just don't think that the starfish had all the information, or they weren't seeing things clearly. Again, because like what I was picking up in the beginning is there is a lack of clarity. There's a fogginess, especially to this Mercury, this air energy, this communication. So maybe there wasn't enough communication here, or not all the facts were being given. So I know for some of you, there might have been a third party involved, and I am so sorry if that's the case. if you're resonating with the starfish person already. Because the starfish is viewing the frog over here as the beaver, as someone who's loyal, dedicated, hardworking, a little maybe worn out, burnt out, because that is one of the problems with the frog, is they get tired really easy, they get worn out really easily. So honestly, I feel like the starfish might even be worried right now that they kind of overwhelmed the frog. They overwhelmed the frog a little too much and kind of pushed him away, is kind of what I'm getting here. And now they're just really worried. They're feeling like they lost everything. This person's disappeared. And I don't know, I'm almost feeling like the starfish feels like they're kind of losing their grip and they're going to fall into the deep end. And it's like the starfish is not very familiar with the deep end, you know? Starfish stay in the shallow end of the water, and they don't want to dive into these deep emotions. That's scary. And I honestly feel like the starfish is almost blaming themselves for maybe the frog moving away or pushing them away for some reason. I don't know if that's valid. We will be getting some advice from spirit for both sides, of course. But I feel like it's like the starfish almost understands, because they're blaming themselves for whatever's gone wrong here, whatever this tension is. I mean, even if they didn't actually do something wrong, there is this part of them that's questioning or blaming. Did I do something wrong here? Did I push? Did I overwhelm them? Because with the Six of Pentacles here, it's almost like the starfish is noticing some sort of imbalance. And for some of the starfishes in this group, you are feeling like, yeah, you're blaming yourself for the imbalance. But for other starfishes in this group, I feel like you think the frog caused the imbalance here. I think it's a little split in this group. But okay, let's move over to the frog. So the frog is feeling kind of burnt out, tired, like they've tried everything. They've cried all of their tears, or they've put all of their energy in, or it just wasn't worth it, or they're just like, it's either that, or they were feeling like maybe the starfish was being, they're kind of feeling like the starfish was being a little emotional or needing too much validation or something, and they just like, they either got sick of dealing with it, or they're just like, they just didn't want to do the heavy emotional work to validate or help the starfish. Either way, they are just drained, okay? And for some of the frogs in this group, it's like, it's so weird to talk about people as animals, starfish and frog. But for some of the frogs in this connection, it's like they might have just not had the emotional depth and capacity to really, especially if the starfish ever needed emotional help. I don't necessarily feel like the frog had the capacity to be able to deal with that or process it, okay? Because there is something about being kind of surface level in the water, and water in terms of tarot symbolism is your emotions, okay? It's just like the deeper emotions never got there, either because someone or both people were kind of scared of them, or they're just kind of new to relationships, or this relationship was too new before their feelings got too intense, something like that. Because again, with ask here, I know for some people that chose this group, this might have been a first deep connection of some kind. So it's confronting a depth of feelings can be really scary to some people, and it's just maybe not a massive change that one or both people are ready for in this connection. Okay, so why I'm saying I think the frog might have tried to break something off, or this change happened because of something the frog did, is because of this Nine of Pentacles here, which is Nine of Pentacles reversed, sorry, which is how their current feelings towards the starfish and the world is, their attitude towards the connection right now. So the world is about completion, like it's over is what I'm hearing. So it's like it's like the frog is feeling done. I don't want this. This is over. I am done dealing with this. I'm done dealing with these emotions. I want to end this or something. I want this change. With the Nine of Pentacles here, especially reversed. So the Nine of Pentacles is kind of about independence, striking back on their own. But to be honest, with it reversed here, it's like there's still emotions stuck on the starfish, even if they tried to break it off. So it's just like, it might be fresh, unprocessed. It's like the frog wants this to be done, wants this connection to be done, completed, over with the world here. But it's just like, you know, they're still stuck with the Nine of Pentacles. And it could just be they haven't processed the ending or the emotions or something. And yeah, so this is a matter of walking away, but still, you know, you're looking back, definitely looking back. And I feel like maybe the frog for a while was kind of in this world energy where they were just feeling like, okay, I'm ready for this to be over, I'm ready for this to end. But they weren't communicating that to the starfish, is kind of what I'm feeling. They weren't communicating that, and that's why it felt so sudden and tower moment-y to the starfish, okay? Because they didn't understand the more emotional depth or what was actually going on under the surface with the frog over here. But I feel like now that the frog, for most of you, has ended this or cut off contact or something like that, now that the frog has done that, they're kind of looking back. And, well, maybe independence wasn't so great, or, you know, they're still, like, thinking about the starfish, even in no contact, okay? Their thoughts are still there, still processing a lot of things, okay? So it's not like they're not over it, okay? Even if they're acting like they're over it, they are not actually over it. Because this is, like, not processing well independently. This is, like, not actually... Or cutting off, trying to be independent, but not realizing that, okay, well, I'm not doing so well on my own kind of energy. So the frog is seeing the starfish with the sea serpent. So this is one of the spirit elements. So this is interesting, but it is connected to the throat chakra. And so this is about communication, okay? But we know communication and mental energy are clouded. We've known that from the beginning of this reading. That's the primary energy coming through. So I honestly feel like maybe because the starfish is not processing like the sudden ending of this, or like things suddenly breaking down, they might be trying to communicate a lot with the frog, but the frog's just kind of ignoring it. Maybe for some of them. I'm seeing a lot of tears on the frog's side though, so I feel like the frog is really sad even if they're not acting like it. Like they might have broke it off but then realized, actually I wanted this, or this is harder to break off than I thought. And if you're resonating with the frog, it might just be, maybe you felt like this connection was unhealthy, so you broke it off, but then, you know, it was still an intense connection. The starfish was still meaningful to you, but it's like, so it's just hard. Like, if you're the frog person, feeling like you have to leave because it's healthier, but then being like, still having to grieve the fact that there's a change here, there's a transformation. Because, yeah, there's definitely tears on this frog side. And I feel like... For those of very few of you, again, where this is like a third party situation, again, I fucking hate that term, but I keep like avoiding trying to talk about that, but Spirit wants me to talk about it for the couple of you where it's resonating. So ignore this if that's not part of your situation. If that's the case, I do feel like it was the frog maybe might have left because another person was involved, but then that could be why the Nine of Pentacles is reversed here, is that they left but immediately jumped into something else. But I see looking back, okay? So maybe what they jumped into, again, it's a frog, so it's jumping, boom, 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 jumping from person to person maybe for some of you. So if that is your situation, the few of you where it is, I feel like they jumped into this other person, but you know, it's not turning out to be what they expected, really. It's not like matching their dreams, their ideals of what they thought it could be. So they're kind of looking back towards the starfish. But again, that's only for a few of you. But you know, there's sadness, there's upset, there's tension in both sides of this. So again, on the starfish side, I'm getting blamed, but I feel like it's almost like Spirit keeps telling me to say, if you're resonating with the starfish and you're blaming yourself, it's like they're wanting me to say you really shouldn't be blaming yourself, because I keep being drawn to the Six of Pentacles here. So Six of Pentacles is equal give and take, right? There's kind of, when there's tension, it's usually not one person's fault, right? There's equal give and take, right? Some things, well, really, what I'm trying to say is, in a conflict, really, no party's like fully innocent, right? So if you're just blaming yourself for the whole thing for some reason, and I don't know who this message is for, but if you are, you need to stop doing that, because you might have done some things you're embarrassed of or not proud of, but like, there's two sides to every story, right? That's what they're wanting me to say. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some advice for both sides, and then we will look at your potential outcome with this connection, group 3. Okay, so I'm going to start on the frog side over here. So Spirit, for those people resonating with the frog side, what is the advice for them here? What is their advice? Okay, wow. So the advice for the frog side is actually walk away so far. Spirit, can we get a couple more clarifying cards, please? What is the advice for the frog side? Oh, that makes so much sense. So we have air, as in the air element. Like swords, thinking, mental energy, clarity. Spirit, one more card of advice for my frog side of the spectrum here. We have relax. Okay, so if you're resonating with the frog side, I feel like walk away would be Spirit confirming that either your decision to walk away from this connection, at least right now, is valid. It was the right thing for you to do, and if it's just something you're considering right now because you're not feeling healthy in this connection, it's just not working out for you. I feel like this is Spirit confirming that, yeah, that is probably the best thing for you, at least right now. However, with air here, this is also Spirit saying that you're not thinking clearly, okay? Again, there's a daisy energy, there's a hazy energy over the information, the situation, the facts at hand. So Spirit is asking you to, you know, clear your mind, especially with relax here. Don't be distracting yourself. You need to face your emotions here, since again, I'm seeing tears here. There might be some emotions you're not facing. And if you are finding yourself falling into distractions or things like that, to not think about things, Spirit's wanting you to think, because you have to process your thoughts and emotions and everything going on. You can't just walk away and forget. It's not that easy. So, yeah. It's just your information and your thinking and maybe even communication is important here. Especially if you maybe are wanting to walk away or change things here with the starfish, and you kind of left things without closure. I feel like it's better for both of you to communicate and understand why this is happening. If not only for both of you to get closure, okay? Because I do feel like the starfish over here is feeling a little unstable in your connection. It hurts. They could really use the closure, and especially if you are avoiding your own emotions, there's a part of you that will need the closure as well. And okay, I hope that's resonating with you for those of you who are on the frog side of this connection. And then the starfish. Spirit, what advice do you have for those in this group resonating with the starfish side? What advice do you have? So we have check your blind spots. Again, this is about lack of clarity, lack of communication on both sides here. So there's a need for communication as well as, I'm sorry I'm saying so much recently. There's just a need for more of this clarity here. And if you're also kind of in this distracting yourself energy over here on the starfish side, this is something you need to stop doing. It's like both people in this connection really need to just stop and think things through, process their emotions, get to kind of a clear, level-headed place, especially since the whole energy of this has been kind of tension. It's like after the Tower is like, I always forget which one comes immediately after the Tower in the Fool's Journey. It's either Temperance or the Star, but it's kind of the same thing, right? You have to kind of get from that peaceful, level-headed, clear, temperate place for you to process your thoughts and emotions about a situation clearly. So we'll see what the outcome will be in this situation, but I feel like it's like even if you guys are meant to come back together and be in contact, it's like you need a break from communicating. You need this break because you both sides need to process something. Both sides, like, I don't know, there's just something you're not seeing, and maybe being on your own is going to help you see it better on both sides. Okay, Spirit, what other advice do you have for the starfish side? What other advice? Spirit's being picky here. Spirit, what other advice do you have for the starfish? So we have passion. And one more card, please, Spirit, for those resonating with the starfish. One more card, please, Spirit. We have a sympathy. This is self-sympathy, okay? I don't want to reiterate what I was talking about a minute ago, but if you are on the starfish side and you are like feeling blame, either for yourself or the other person, okay? Spirit's calling for sympathy in this situation, okay? Especially with this need for understanding. There's a need to see where each person is coming from, even yourself, especially if the blame is directed at yourself. You need to have sympathy for where you're at in the situation as well. And then passion, okay? Especially if you're resonating with the starfish side and this ended suddenly, some of you might actually be dealing with kind of on and off anger and trying to understand why this like sudden change happened to you. It's just like, honestly, what they're wanting to say is there's nothing wrong with that, okay? It's okay to let that emotion out, again, because I'm getting so much self-blame from the starfish side of things. It's just like, almost like the starfish keeps saying, oh, I can't let myself get angry, that's not fair, or like, this is my fault. And it's just like, no, let yourself be a human being. It's like, if you're feeling overly passionate or angry or emotional about this situation, it's okay. It's because you're human. That's what they're wanting me to say. But alrighty, so let's take a look at your potential outcome. So this is based on the current energy of things, okay? So if energies or communication change, this outcome can, of course, change as well. But this is where the current energies are going the direction of. So for you guys, we have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have Judgment. Okay, so I can't avoid that this Wheel of Fortune does kind of mean change. So there is going to be change here, and it's the same thing with this mushroom here that says regenerate. It's kind of like after whatever situation, after all of this tension resolves, there is some sort of change happening here. But the Wheel of Fortune upright is a positive change. This is a change for the better. This is... So it's either going to strengthen your connection if it's a positive change. And with the Three of Pentacles here, that this is a card of connection, okay? Collaboration, like material connection. I feel like So this change, once everything's processed, all the information has come to light, this is going to be a good thing on both sides, okay? So this could be a change of what was before, what the connection was before this tension, and maybe the ending is still going to stay that way. But that's a beneficial thing for most people. But the other thing this can represent is this change is a change from the current state, okay? A positive spin outside of this tension where things get stronger, things get better because you guys have grown together more through this, if you guys do come back together. Especially if you're the frog and you've ended this and you know it's healthy, especially since your advice is walk away. I feel both people are going to be stronger, but they're going to find better connections, better people, but still like remain friends or at least positive feelings towards each other, because with this Judgment card here, there's forgiveness here, there's a release here. So even if this does end because you're wanting it to, it's going to be lightened, okay, because there was too much heavy energy here. So even if you guys, the connection does stay together, and that's what this Wheel of Fortune means, this positive change, going forward, this connection is going to be stronger and so much lighter because you guys were able to make it through this tough part, this deep stuff, and release some of maybe the tension that was underlying for a long time. You might have had a lot of tension build up in this connection over a long period of time, maybe because of lack of communication, and maybe that's why this air energy, this communication is so important here, and that's another thing with this Three of Pentacles, is communication. So it's like your guys's, if you stay together, your communication is stronger and there's a release because people aren't holding back anymore. And there's definitely no more passive aggression, no more passive mental resentment. I feel it's just a positive change here. And this period might be really difficult where you're at right now in this connection, but with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is a really, really positive card. So I feel like the outcome is going to be pretty beautiful for you guys, Group 3. But anyway, I'm going to end your reading right here. I really hope this resonated with you. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and a comment. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new here and you like pick a cards, I do a lot of them, so please subscribe if you'd like to see more. Feel free to check out my other videos as well on my channel page. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!